Greetings everyone, hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. Let's get into marksman career mechanics. If I reference mechanics you're unfamiliar with, there's a link in the description to my new player guide. Marksmen are completely focused on using movement and cover to get into the best position for obliterating enemies at range. The characteristics and skills associated with marksmen are ballistic skill, agility, perception, strength, awareness, demolition, athletics, and Metakai. You automatically get the Keystone Ability Shot on the Run, which provides you one additional attack that costs one less action point, suffers a -10 penalty to ballistic skill, and it does not count towards your one attack per turn limit. In addition to all of this, you get additional movement points equal to 2 plus half your agility bonus. This is a fantastic skill to maneuver into position and take out 2 or more high priority enemies. Marksman also gets a list of unique abilities. Dash allows you to move in one specific direction by spending all of your movement points. This does not provoke an attack of opportunity, and you can dash through enemies or other party members. This is a fantastic way to create distance from enemies who have closed into melee range, or you can use it if all your movement points are spent but you need to get a little bit farther. Definitely something you should pick up. Controlled Shot makes all your allies immune to your next attack. This is great to use if an ally is in the same line of sight as the enemy you want to shoot. Personally, I prefer to maneuver into a better spot in those situations, but you might find this talent useful. Revel in Slaughter is triggered after you kill 3 enemies and provides bonuses that last until the end of combat equal to +10 ballistic skill, a percentage bonus to critical hit damage equal to 5 plus twice your agility bonus, and a percentage bonus to critical hit chance equal to your agility bonus. You should be triggering this almost every fight, so absolutely it's another must-have. Ready Go causes you to spend all your movement points and action points to gain a 30% bonus to cover efficiency. Next time you use Shot on the Run, you'll gain these points back, and the cooldown on any marksman abilities will be reset, except for Shot on the Run. Personally, I think this ability is trash. Clearing out enemies as strategically and quickly as possible is key to your survival. You don't really have bandwidth for the main damage dealer to take a whole turn off in the hopes that things will be so much better the next turn. Offhand Shot causes your next shot to cost 1 less action point, but it has a penalty of -30 to ballistic skill. This isn't terrible, but I think the next option is better. Rapid Fire causes your next burst attack to have twice the usual rate of fire, but the shots will do 25% less damage. This is fantastic to use against tightly bunched together trash mobs, and there are a ton of them in the game. I would definitely recommend picking this up. Quick note before we review the Markswoman Talents: if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate you hitting the like button. This information lets me know which videos the community is enjoying. If you want to support this kind of content, please consider becoming a member of the channel, where you will get access to full playthrough episodes. We reviewed all the unique abilities this career has, so let's switch over to the talents list. Rapid Reload causes reloads to cost 2 less action points, and your first reload in combat is free. As I have mentioned before, the game loves to throw huge groups of enemies at you, so you'll need to reload all the time, and I definitely recommend picking this up. Taste the Pain is triggered when you damage 3 enemies and provides a percentage damage boost of 10 plus twice your ballistic skill bonus. This is another ability that should trigger almost every fight, so definitely pick it up. Tag Team provides a percentage damage bonus equal to 5 plus 3 times your ballistic skill bonus for every ally adjacent to the enemy you attack. I skip this because most of the time I am shooting enemies who are not close to allies, because I let my frontline fighters go ahead and handle whoever is in front of them. Depending on your playstyle, this might be a good pickup for you. Unpredictable gives you a percentage bonus to critical hit chance equal to 2 plus twice your agility bonus. This figure is doubled if you have cover from the enemies you are shooting at. Whether or not this is worth it depends on what type of ranged character you are. My main character was a sniper who was always behind cover, so this was a fantastic pickup. Your party member Agenta uses bolters whose range are not as long, and oftentimes she has to stand out in the open to get a decent shot against enemies, which would make this ability less useful. Fired Up increases your critical hit damage by 3% every time you damage an enemy until the end of combat. I think this is fantastic for characters like Agenta, who are going to use burst fire to touch a lot of enemies every turn. For sniper type characters who touch 1 to 2 enemies per bullet at most, it's not as useful, but it's still something to consider. exploit setting increases your cover efficiency by 10% for full covers and 20% for half covers. In this game, the best defense is clearing as many enemies as possible off the board every turn. I don't bother with abilities that are only defensive for my main damage dealer. Combat Medic allows your medikits to heal for an additional amount equal to your Medikai bonus, and they only cost 1 action point to use. I increased Medikai with multiple party members, so I didn't see a need to pick this up, but if only one character is serving as a medic, this might be a worthwhile investment. Tenderize causes enemies damaged by your area of effect attacks to experience additional damage from the next attack done to them, equal to 1 plus half your ballistic skill bonus. As you might have already guessed, there's a lot of great marksman abilities, and this is mediocre, so I skipped it. Integrity gives you a bonus of plus 10 ballistic skill and plus 2 movement points when you are at full wounds. What's not to like? There are other priorities, but this is a decent pickup. Grenadier causes your first grenade in combat to cost no action points, and it does not count towards your attack limit for the turn. If you are a sniper, this is useless, because most times you won't be close enough to actually use grenades, but for a character like Argenta, this is perfect, and I highly recommend picking it up. Point Blank causes all of your area of effect attacks towards enemies within a 3-cell radius of you to gain a percentage bonus of 5 plus 3 times your ballistic skill bonus towards armor penetration, while ignoring your enemy's damage deflection for an amount equal to half your ballistic skill bonus. Again, this is great if you are moving closer to the action, but it's useless if you're hanging way back. Personally, 3 cells is a little too close to have my squishies hanging around consistently, and I skipped this. Trace Trajectory gives you an automatic critical hit against enemies when you have dodged their attack or successfully used cover to hide from it. Absolutely, you want to pick this up, it should trigger all the time. Muzzle Velocity causes the first shot of your burst attack to deal additional damage equal to your rate of fire. Rate of fire is usually small numbers like 3 or 4, so I don't think this is worth it. Tactical Disengage causes dash to not end your movement, and enemies close to where your dash started will give you the lowest priority on their next turn. I skipped this because usually if I have to dash away from enemies, my next move is to eliminate them. Enough Bullets for Everyone is triggered when you use your second attack action in one turn against an enemy you have not previously damaged. It will provide a percentage bonus to damage equal to 10 plus 3 times your agility bonus. This is actually a situation that is triggered just about every combat scenario, so I would definitely recommend picking this up. Fortress is triggered when you have full cover and provides a 10% damage bonus along with a 20% reduction in damage from enemies. Full cover isn't always available, and again, some ranged combatants need to constantly move around, so whether or not this is useful for you varies. Personally, I skipped it. Low Start is triggered when you use Shot on the Run after Ready Go and provides additional movement points equal to your agility bonus. Again, Ready Go is trash, and this ability doesn't make it better. Bullet Hell causes rapid fire to not decrease damage. If you are like me and use rapid fire all the time, this is obviously a great pickup. Forewarning causes Control Shot to cost no action points if there's an ally adjacent to you. Again, I don't use Controlled Shot, so I skip this. Drops of Blood causes Revel in Slaughter to be triggered after 2 enemies instead of 3. If there's one thing this game gives you, it's plenty of enemies to kill, so I don't think this is worth it. Second Skin causes medium armor to not decrease your dodge. Even though I usually don't like defensive abilities for marksmen, this is actually a great pickup and can make your character significantly more tanky. At level 4, you will get your Heroic Act and Desperate Measure. Your Heroic Act is called Military Excellence. You'll gain a number of free attacks equal to your weapon's rate of fire with the cheapest weapon's attack ability. Until the end of the turn, your first attack against a new enemy automatically delivers a critical hit. In addition, your marksman will automatically reload their weapon. In my opinion, this is the best heroic act in the game because it allows you to eliminate one or multiple enemies no matter where they are located. The Desperate Measures version of this provides the same benefits but also lowers your action points by 1 until the end of combat. Not necessarily a death knell, but you definitely want to avoid using it. Marksman will provide you with 2 opportunities to upgrade your Heroic Act, and you will choose from a list of 4 options. The first upgrade causes your Marksman to get 4 movement points, and your attacks don't spend movement points. Personally, when I am about to trigger the Heroic Act, I have already positioned my Marksman in the exact spot I want him to be, so this doesn't appeal to me. The second upgrade causes your rate of fire to be increased by 30% until the end of combat. This is nice for a Genta, but mediocre for my sniper, so your mileage may vary. For the third upgrade until the end of combat, all of your attacks are 20% more difficult to dodge, and you get a bonus of +2 to armor penetration. This is great regardless of playstyle and is absolutely a must-have. The final upgrade is every area of attack used this turn deals additional damage equal to the number of attack targets. This only makes sense if you are using a heavy weapon whose basic attack targets multiple enemies, and even then its usage is limited. I would definitely skip this. That completes my walkthrough of Marksman mechanics. Please let me know down in the comments if there's any other content for this game you are looking for. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. Take care!